Hey, welcome to the show. Every Sunday afternoon, we answer your home improvement questions. My name is Jared Mellick. Sitting next to me is my father, Ken.
Hey, everyone.
Surprise, surprise.
This show is all about your questions, so we're looking forward to your calls.
Where are you? You're in the house.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in today. This is In the House with Ken and Jared. Jared's busy, and I shouldn't complain that he's not here, because if anyone's ever gone, it's me on vacation or going somewhere. But Jared and Kara just moved into their new house, and they have a baby coming in a couple of weeks, and so Jared's busy taking care and getting the nesting process done at home for the new baby, and we're all excited about that. But today, this is In the House with Ken and Jared, and I have Josh with me. And Josh, I appreciate you coming in today.
I'm glad to be here.
Great. And another big thing that's going on today is it's my wife's birthday, so a big shout out to Joan for a happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Joan.
Yeah, we love you, baby.
You should sing to her.
Yeah, I can't do that. Anyway, the show is all about your questions, whether you have a structural question, electrical, plumbing, if you're doing a room addition, a roofing question, painting, we don't care what it is, anything, we're here to answer that question for you. And that's what the show's about, is your questions. Now, don't forget about, we got a home show coming up on October 5th through the 7th. It's a 4-day long show, and Universal Roof and Contracting is presenting the smart home. So we're building a home inside of what is it?
In the convention center.
The convention center, and it's a big deal. We're also doing an ugliest bathroom makeover, a $5,000 giveaway, and we're sponsoring that at Universal Roof and Contracting. So if you have an ugly bathroom and you want to get entered into getting that given away to you, go to www.universalroof.com and enter for that. And we'll be giving away that ugly bathroom giveaway. We're also going to be giving free tickets away to people to come to the home show. And we'll be doing that probably next week, I think, is when we're going to start doing that. But again, the show is about your questions on home improvement, and give us a call. The numbers here to reach us are 407-297-9696, or you can call toll-free at 855-297-9696. One of the things that I'd like to talk about before we start getting into the calls is all the storm damage that we've been seeing out there recently. In June and July both, Orlando area was hit by lots of storm damage, including hail. So if you live out by the Apopka, Vineland, Olympia High School, and in that area was hit really hard. So Windermere, those kind of things. And don't call your insurance company first. Give us a call. Give us a chance to get out there, take a look at it for you. We give you a free estimate and evaluate your roof and tell you if you have the damage. And that way we'll be glad to come along and meet your homeowner's insurance and represent you in that and tell them about the storm. So if you're out there and you think you may have some leaking going on in your home, or your home's been hit by hail, we'd love to be involved in helping you do that. And you can reach the office, which is Universal Roof and Contracting, and that number is 407-295-7403. 407-295-7403. Let's turn to the phones, though, and we want you to call, too. And the number to reach us, 407-297-9696, or toll-free 855-297-9696. Let's go to our first caller, which would be Linda. Hey, Linda, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Great. Thanks for your call. We appreciate it.
I think I need to turn this volume down because it's on the other one. Thought I was listening to it live, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, turn it down so it doesn't feed back. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
What's up?
You're live now.
Oh, okay. My question is, our home is about 9 or 10 years old,
Okay.
and I'm not sure. I was asked by the insurance company when I was reading through the policy if I had certain structural things inside in the attic that would help secure it for in case of a major hurricane. For instance, straps or different
Yes.
types of enhancements, and that would help actually my insurance, is what I was told, unless I misunderstood that.
No, you're right. It's called wind mitigation, and the insurance companies went to the state of Florida wanting insurance commissioner wanting to raise all the rates, and the commissioner says, "Well, what can people do to get discounts?" So they came up with this form. So it's a state form that gives you a discount on your homeowner's insurance, and each thing qualifies you for additional discounts. So if you have a hip roof rather than a gable, that qualifies for something. If you have a home that was built after the current building codes 2001, you get additional discounts. If you have a new roof, if you have
Double wrap straps?
straps or single straps, which is the trusses down to the wall, connectors and that sort of thing. So have you had any of that done, or have you need help with that?
I was just, I'm trying to figure ways to save money and to minimize our expenses. And I was reviewing my policy, and those questions came up. And I wasn't quite reversed on what I was even talking about or thinking about. And I have not been up in the attic because it's difficult for me to get up there. But I don't believe it's got the straps or any of those things. Is that expensive to actually do, or is it not possible to do after the house is built?
And your house is only 9 or 10 years old?
Yes, sir.
Well, it probably already has it. But what you need, the only way that can be, that you can get those discounts is you have to hire someone who is state certified to do that. And if you call us at the office, we do that too. There is a fee for that, and but it's standard in the industry what the fee is. And Jared is the one in our office that does that, and he's been certified. If you'll call the office at 407-295-7403. And what we have found out, Linda, is that most people who fill out those forms and do it will end up with a discount of approximately about $500. And there's another thing that you can qualify for, too, and we talked about this last week, is foam insulation in the attic.
I was going to ask you about that.
Right. And the foam insulation, what it does, it's a secondary water barrier also. And so it not only it insulates the attic, and that'll do is it, like on a day that's 80 degrees outside, your attic would be 85 with foam. And if you just have a typical summer day and you don't have foam in your attic and you have a vented system, it's not uncommon for attics to be 140, 150, even 160 degrees in there. And then your house temperature, where you're living, you're trying to live in 77 or 78 degrees of temperature, and your air conditioning is working against that high attic temperature. So
yeah, and I have very high electric bills, and that's why I'm trying to mitigate some of all these things and trying to find out what to do to fix things.
Great idea.
We have currently that just the substance that looks like little particles on the floor in the attic. You know, like if they blew it in or something.
Cellulose.
Yeah, cellulose. And you can leave that in and just spray the foam on the underneath side of the plywood decking. And what it does is it glues the decking and the trusses all to be one. And are you in what power company?
What'd you say?
What power company do you have?
I'm having a blank all of a sudden.
Progress Energy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, having a moment.
Well,
my house is now, I just looked it up, it's 16 years old. It was built in 1996.
Okay, 96. Okay, well, it wouldn't qualify for the 2001, but with a home inspection, you are still going to have tie downs, probably single wraps, and then whether you have but you have to have this form in order to get the discounts,
Okay.
and you have to get a new form every 5 years.
Okay.
And then we could also give you an estimate at the same time to do the foam insulation. So
Okay.
Progress Energy, every energy company gives great discounts and say that it's the number one single thing you can do to save energy, even before doors and windows. And in fact, I was listening to someone else who sells windows try to say that the best way to save money is to put windows and doors in. That's not true. It's a good way to do it and a good idea. But the number one way to do it is because 80% or 85% of your walls in your home and your attic, that's most of your area. So you're better off to insulate those. It'll save you more energy.
It would make sense when you said the attic heats up to quite high temperatures, then that would compromise your house as well. I mean, it would just make sense.
Yeah, and it totally does. And it's not that expensive. And what we have found, everyone, is that the payback the thing is your power bill isn't going to change. It's going to, it usually goes higher every year. They get approval and they raise your rates and you pay more money for power. So the payback can be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't think I've seen anyone that had spent over 5 years to have a complete payback on their energy bill by doing insulation in the walls and in the attic. And it's a great way to go, and it'll save you, the average person's about $500 in a year on your homeowner's insurance by doing the same thing. So,
but on your electric bill, you're saying it substantially helps that as well.
Well, I've seen it go from 30 to 50% depending on.
Wow.
It's huge. So it's pretty amazing.
Wow. Okay, so again, you said to get a form and also call your.
Yeah, if you call our office when Jared comes out, he'll bring the form with him.
Okay.
And call the office. The number to reach us at the office is 407-295-7403.
7403. Okay,
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Linda, you also should call Progress Energy to have them do they do a free inspection of your home.
Right,
because
and I did inquire about that, and they sent somebody out. Is that the same thing?
Right,
Yes.
and you need to have them come first in order to get the rebates from them.
Okay, got it.
Don't do what I did. do the work first, and then call them out, and then they say, well, we needed to see it beforehand. So make sure that Progress Energy does come first, and you get their evaluation first.
Well,
Thank you very much. I was actually looked at your radio show online,
Nice.
and had already sent a previous correspondence to your show about more homeowners and things. And I just was listening to the show. It was very interesting. Thank you.
Well, you're sure welcome. And one of the things, Josh, we actually are Tailored Foam is who we use to do all the insulation stuff, and they give classes and stuff to the energy companies, and so there's a relationship there that we can just call and do that and get the credits back. And those of you that have Orlando Utilities pays almost half of the cost of doing this insulation, the spray foam insulation. So make sure you do it, and Progress Energy gives a great discount also. So Linda, thanks for your call, and don't forget to give us a call at the office, and we'll come out and do that inspection for you. Again, to answer your questions, give us a call, 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. Josh, what kind of projects you got going on around your place, man?
Oh, man, it's always the yard. We're getting into fall, so it's like the time of the year where the temperature drops enough where you can actually use the correct weed and feeds and stuff like that on your lawn to suppress the weeds, just to hold them off for the winter, and then do the same thing again in the summer. Yep. I might as well just hire a golf course management company to come and do it, because it's such a nightmare.
Well, when you're talking about lawns, I'm trying to figure out how do you mow a lawn when it's rained this much? It's too wet.
And it grows overnight.
And I cannot keep up with it, because it's like if you're at work and it's nice and sunny outside, then it's too wet by the time you get home. So.
Absolutely. That's why I got to hire somebody.
Okay, Ed, thanks for your call. Appreciate your call. How are you doing today, buddy?
Good. How are you?
You're doing well. What's your question?
The question is, I have a metal roof on my house, and my roof is also the highest point on my property, and I need to know if it needs to be grounded.
Well, I got to tell you, I wouldn't have one without putting lightning protection on it. And, lightning and protection isn't that expensive, and it will really protect your whole house. So I think it's a great idea, and if I were you, I would be looking for lightning protection on my home.
Well, thank you very much. I think I will start looking for some.
Okay, thank you very much for your call. Linda, are you back on the line again?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry to be a pest.
You're not being a pest. I glad to have you back. How can we help you today?
Well, I'm not quite sure if you can handle this question. It's an unusual. This was the real question of the hour today that I was trying to deal with. Recently, in the last few days, a cable company came out and dug up most of our yard, to be quite honest with you, into huge holes because they were redoing the big cable lines for the part of the neighborhood, and our yard was the recipient of the holes.
Sure.
So with that in mind, there was huge, big enough for their body to actually stand down in with the cables.
Wow.
They did finish. They patched the holes, put the dirt back in, and whatever, and it looked good for a day.
Yeah.
2 days later, now those depressions are forming almost like sinkholes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm concerned about the integrity of my yard and safety, and as well as could it possibly futuristic affect my home structure?
No. If you're going to have a sinkhole, it would have nothing to do with those trenches or anything that's built. But what I would do is get a hold of the cable company and say, hey, you don't like the way that it looks. And I'm sure that they already have a plan to come back out and compact that and request that.
Okay.
That the dirt be compacted so that it's level, and then they also should resod it and finish it off. They can't just leave this mess in your front yard, even though they have access to do it. And in the utility easement, they still have a responsibility to protect your home, and that it not be something that's dangerous for you or anyone else.
So, yeah, and the things that I need to make sure they do would be to recompact it, obviously, make it hard. But
Yep.
there was a little walkway that was built around the side yard to just walk around the whole side yard,
Sure.
and they went underneath it to do the cable. Could it possibly, that walkway, be compromised? Possibly down the road if they didn't pack it in underneath it good?
Well, they should be able to compact that too, and it's done all the time. So drilling through under sidewalks and under roadways is done all the time, and it really is the right way to do it and the best way to do it, rather than cut out concrete and then have to go back and patch it and never get it to match and all of that. But they do have a responsibility to compact it and to protect your property. Even though it's an easement situation, they still need to take care of you. And that's out in Ocoee, Linda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I would give them a call, but I'm sure they probably already got it on their schedule, but I'd find out what their schedule is.
I was just looking for guidance as to what checklist I should make sure that they do to make sure that I made sure everything was done correctly so I don't have to worry about it down the road.
Yeah.
So you answered the question pretty much, I think.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Linda, and we appreciate, as always, you tuning in and calling us. It's nice always to talk to you. Anyway, all of you that are out there, if you have a question, we'd like to hear from you, and you can reach us at 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. We were talking about earlier that there is a home show coming up, the biggest one of the year, and it's October 5th through 7th. And at the home show, Universal Roof and Contracting, we're presenting the Smart Home. And it's going to be state-of-the-art stuff. And we have prefabbed this whole thing, and we're ready to go down and build it in the
Convention Center.
Convention Center. This is where it is. And we're also doing a big giveaway. So if you have an ugly bathroom and you'd like to have it remodeled, we're the ones that are going to be doing that giveaway. And it's a $5,000 value, so it's no cheap thing. And if you want to enter, all you need to do is go to www.universalroof.com and enter. So get into that. And I guess you need to send some pictures and what's wrong with your bathroom and why it's so ugly and what you need to have done. And
exactly. Just head to universalroof.com. Check out the website. There's a link right on the front page on the left if you're navigating, and you can fill out the form, submit the pictures, and along with a little story about your bathroom, and you'll be in the mix to win.
Great. I mentioned earlier that today is my wife's birthday, and I wasn't sure she was listening earlier, so I want to give her another shout out. Happy birthday, Joan. I appreciate you and my life and what you've done. Anyway, earlier we were also talking about the amount of storm damage that I've been able to see over the last couple of months. In June and July, there was significant hail damage. So if you live in a subdivision or next to a subdivision where you're seeing new roofs going on all around you and you don't know why that's going on, what it is there's storm damage to roofs, which means that your insurance company would owe for this act of God that's damaged your home, and your roof may need to be replaced. But don't just call your insurance company, or if you have called your insurance company and they've said to you you don't have damage, and you're wondering why, you're the only house in the neighborhood that hasn't been paid to have your roof because someone's telling you don't have damage. You need to ask for an expert, and we at Universal Roof and Contracting are experts with storm and hail damage, and we'd love to help you with that. And we come out for free, and we take a look at your home and give you a valuation of that. And you can reach us at the office during the week, Monday through Friday, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 407-295-7403. 407-295-7403, and we'll come right out and take a look at your home. Okay, we're got some people on the line that have some questions, so let's start with Judy. Judy, thanks for your call. Oh, Stephanie, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, this is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Yeah, I had a question around plumbing. I have in my master bathroom an arm, or I guess, I don't know what it's called, but like a spigot coming from the wall that is the original one from when the house was built in the 80s. Now, it doesn't fit with a standard shower head, and I need to know how can I measure for like a sleeve or something that would allow the two to fit together.
Well, it should be a standard size. It's coming out of the wall, and it comes down, and then it kind of curves down a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, then it would be a 3/4 inch pipe, and then you just do an adapter to that and get some plumbing pipe thread on it and thread in the shower head. Now,
is there already a shower head on it?
Actually, there was when we moved in, but the way that it was attached was the person who flipped our house kind of took some shortcuts that we didn't know about. He used like a putty to kind of fill in the space where it doesn't fit. So eventually that fell off, and
sure.
The whole shower head came tumbling down. It was a big heavy one with like one of those hand showers attached and all this stuff. So
sure.
I went out and got a new shower head because the old one was kind of stripped too.
Right.
So I got a new one, and both of these standard, I have two standard shower heads don't fit the old arm. I thought it was because one was new and one was old, and maybe the standard had changed or something.
Well, you could take the old one with you, if you go to a big
right.
box store, and the guys there can help you, size it correctly and get one. Just in case that you do have some odd size, I would take the old one with you to the store, and then have them kind of match it up for you right there in the aisle. That way, you're not making trips back and forth.
You mean bring the shower head?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay, because I thought they were going to ask me the size of the circumference of the pipe or something, and I don't know because I didn't know how to measure that, and I can't take it out of the wall.
Do you still have the old shower head?
I do.
Yeah, take that one with you. That's how they'll find the right size for you.
Okay, well, that one was the one that was filled with putty, so it's not actually...
They'll still be able to work it out.
They will? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I'll try that. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, Stephanie. Thanks.